Hi, it's Sam the Oil Man, and I'm playing Maguss again today, or this evening. I'd planned to do this stream about, well, several hours ago, but been very busy adulting today. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to try and do some duels, and we're going to use some spells, maybe some brewing, but most importantly, I'm going to review the tier 2 spells, and I'm going to try, and I'll try them out, put them in the deck and try them out, see how they work. But let's get that. I found a crab apple. And it seems busy. I just had a game update. There's lots of game updates at the moment. And one other thing, the dueling season is over now. It finished. I guess it finished. Well, I'm not sure exactly when it finished, but it's over. So I didn't quite. Well, I was a long way off. Actually, let's have a look. Over here in the far right hand side, the duel, Vintage Prague Season 2. I got 270 of these competitive points now, and you need 1,000 to purchase one of the illusions. But my reward for my rank, I got 100 competitive points. So maybe those competitive points add up over time, and eventually you get to purchase an illusion of something, which is kind of cool, especially a little bit of an incentive for some of the lower level players to just keep on dueling, and eventually, as they level up and get more points, they'll eventually get to buy an illusion. So that's kind of cool. Let's get back out of, there we go, back into the game. And let me just check, what are we going to do? Our spells, well, let's go into the spells. We'll start, let's see, quickly, yes, we've got one person watching. Hello. I'm not sure if there's a delay or not when you comment, but I should be able to see the comments live, so that's great. Now, the spells will start. Let's put that up the top so we can see them. Tier 2 spells. We're going to start with Sorcery. Actually, let's put that... Where should I put it? Close that. We'll put it in the top right. That's out of the way. Now, first spell in Sorcery we have is Witchburn. And I've never used any of the Tier 2 Sorcery spells, so this would be a first for me. Very exciting. And what do we have? We have deals damage equal to opponent's sorcery skill level, maximum level of 25, times 2. Does 0 damage against monsters. This is strictly for dueling. And if your opponent is level 25 and above, now this is why I haven't used it much, because I'm in the tier sort of 10 to 20 bracket, which means my opponents are in that tier. I mean, if they're tier 20, perfect, that's going to do lots of damage. But a lot of them are tier 12, 14, 15, but 2 times 15 is 30 damage. And for 2 slots and an overheat, you almost may as well... Well, let's have a quick look. How much damage does your magic arrow use? That's the tier 1 spell in the top right, magic arrow. It uses 2 slots and 1 overheat for 30 damage. So until you get up... I mean, if you're fighting an opponent who's tier 25 or above, it's going to deal 50 damage, and that is maybe a little better. 2 slots, 3 overheat. In comparison, you do 80 damage for 3 slots and 6 overheat. So 50 damage for 2 slots and 3 overheat is a pretty good deal compared to... Oh, well, this is a tier 2 spell too, the Energetic Strike. The only benefit of Energetic Strike is that, well, for there's no restrictions. You can use against monsters as well. It's massive overheat there. But it does tons of damage, straight up. Doesn't depend on your opponent. So going into the duel, if your opponent's low level, it's not going to do much damage to them. But then I guess it's kind of equaled out by the fact that if they're lower level, they probably have less health as well. So I'll probably end up using Witchburn or a similar spell in the duel during this live stream, and we'll see how it works. So what's next? Next, we have Dark Force, Tier 2. And this one is the same as the last one, but it's dealing Dark Arts damage. Dark Art skill damage. So just for an example, let's go have a look at my character before we go back and do some more of the spells. And have I got spell levels there? Yeah, here we go. So my dark arts level is 23. And my sorcery level there is 28. So actually, your spell level isn't dependent on your character level. So you actually have no idea how much damage that's going to do until you attack them. So, for example, my invocation level is really low. And that's not going to do much damage. But my sorcery level is high, so it's going to do max damage because I use the sorcery spells a lot. So that's a good indicator. And actually, Dark Arts is pretty high too. And if I'm using them a lot, chances are everyone else is too. There's the incantations is at 25. That's the maximum level for those spells. So maybe it's all right. I'll have to use it in the deck to find out, I think. So that was, what was that called? Dark Force. And then we touched on this one here. I used to use this one a lot. The Energetic Strike. It does massive damage. Only problem, every spell has upsides and downsides. So the only problem with this one is the overheat is massive. But if you have this spell, I mean, for me, I've only got 3 spell slots that I can have. If you have this spell, and then you put in, say, 2 other but low overheat spells, or even there's a spell that I reviewed the other day that does cool off, that reduces your overheat, that could be a good combo. Final one here is the Spirit Daggers. It does 30 damage plus 20 damage for every charm the opponent casts this cycle. Again, hard to know if they're going to have any charms whatsoever, and if they don't, that's a lot of slots and a lot of overheat for only 30 damage. So this one could be good to have in your deck once you're maybe higher level as a backup. And if they cast tons of charm spells, that's when this would be good to pull out and hit them with, so that they all of a sudden get hit 20 damage extra for each of those charm spells that they're casting. So the tier 2 spells, I actually think might be more useful. Well, okay, the Energetic Strike, definitely useful until you unlock tier 3. And we'll give these other ones a go soon. What else have we got? Next we have the Dark Arts spells. And before we do that, I'm actually going to get a craft going and start brewing. And then we can brew some extra potions whilst we're going through the spells, and then by the time we're done the spells, we should be good to battle. So what should we brew? A mind potion. There's exploration, mind. I can't do all of them yet. I need to get my brewing level up. Agility, attention. Let's do an attention potion. Start brewing. Here we go. So cast that one. Now the brewing system is changing soon, I believe. They're putting in, they're upgrading it. There's a new upgrade coming out with a mini game involved. We'll have to see what happens there. So when the game is actually released to open beta, it might be completely different. The brewing could be, or if not completely different, somewhat different to how the brewing system works now. So let's let that go. We've got 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. Back to spells. Into the Dark Arts. Okay, the next spell here that we've got is the Steal. It redirects next opponent's spell. Takes all your slots. It's the only spell that you can cast, but the overheat is not bad. The overheat is pretty low, actually. So that could be good. That could be interesting. We'll have to give that one a go. Next one, the Drain. Drains 20 health from the opponent each cycle. So it's 2 slots. You're going to do 3 overheat. But the duration across 3 durations, I mean, that could be okay overall. 60 health for 3. Yeah, it could be good. It's probably well balanced. Bad Luck. Reduces opponent's critical chance by 5%. Now, 5% doesn't sound like much. but maybe it is. Again, I don't really know how the internal mechanics of the fighting and how much critical chance is affected, because again, that's the only spell you're going to be able to cast. Very defensive spell. The final one in Dark Arts is Entangle. Opponent's critical damage is reduced by 40%. Now that sounds exciting because 40% is a big number. So let's give that a go. So what am I going to do? I'm going to change up my deck a bit to try out some of these spells. Now the first one that I want to have, actually, so that one there's the cool off that I was talking about. We'll get to that later, but I'm going to leave that in the deck because I'm going to use the cool off with the energetic strike. It deals 80 damage straight up. So let's add the energetic strike to deck and we'll put that in our main damage spot. And then instead of a health heal, we're going to try out the Witch Burn equal to their sorcery level. That's the level that I had the highest of, so I'm going to assume that they might as well. And let's add that. Add to deck instead of the heal. So I'm not going to have any heal. And we'll just see how this goes. Oh, there's a test deck button. I wonder what that does. Oh, that's just the practice. So let's make sure I can cast okay. There's one. There's two. Oh, yep, that worked. Did it? No, it didn't work. There we go. That's the cool off. So again, on this phone, I have to do the spell nice and big. So there's one. There's two. It didn't work again. There we go. Got it. It is a little bit tricky to learn how to cast these spells properly. And then the final spell, there we go, not a problem. Witch Burn. Did we get it properly? The cool off? There we go, got it. So I'm having a little bit of trouble with the cool off, but I'll just have to factor that into my time to cast. Alright, let's give this a go. Back to spellbook. And we'll go to... Oh, there's a monster. Can we... No, he's too far away. So if we faced... Oh, there's a duel. Perfect. Battle. I wonder if this is a level 5 player. So we should be able to win this battle pretty easy because I'm so much higher level than him. But let's give it a go. Let's try this Witch Burn. It's probably not going to work that well. And then we'll use our Overheat. Let's see how the Witch Burn goes. So Witch Burn dealt 50 damage. So that's the maximum damage it can do. And then our... the other one missed. So now we need to... Let's do Witch Burn again. That was cool. Oh, whoops. Wrong spell. Can Witch Burn call? Yes, I fit it. But now I've got maximum Overheat. He's doing decent damage to me with these charm spells as well. But I killed him. There we go. A nice little victory there. Enjoy the tower. Is there fireworks going on back there? Yeah, there's fireworks just behind the tower. Can you see them? Can I blow that up? They're sort of hidden behind the tower. Not much I can do to give you a better view. I'm pretty sure. I'm only looking at my screen. If I turn around, let me turn around. It is fireworks. Got fireworks live on my live stream by the tower. I hope you can see it okay. I hope you can comment okay if you want to be commenting. Are they over? No, they're still going. Well, I'll leave that there. So enjoy the fireworks show. That's cool. Yeah, there's no way I can give you a better view because the tower's blocking them a little bit. Let's see, can I blow up the live stream circle? It doesn't look like I can blow it up, but that's alright. Okay. Now, to test the spells again, let's try another duel. Now, I don't have any health heal here, so this is going to be a tough one. It's always nice to have some health heal in your deck. I can't wait to get those extra 2 slots. I'm close, halfway through level 18. Once I get to the full level 18, or 19, 20, I should get those extra 2 decks. Oh, hold on. I have to go back. Whoops. Close that. Back to crafts. I forgot about the spell I was crafting. Oops. Put the chamomile in. Let's see how bad. I got a good one. Okay, so I didn't miss it by too far. Back out of the spells, and we're still searching. Anyway, there we go. I think the fireworks are done now. Loading, searching for a player. Whoa, what happened to my health? My health just dropped off completely. Did I lose a duel while we were waiting? While I did the brewing? I think I might even have to go into my inventory and just quickly use a health heal spell. Get myself an extra 150 health back out of there. Still waiting for a duel. I'm not sure it's going to happen, so at least we got a duel then to try out that witch burn, and that witch burn was good. It worked better than I expected. If I can back out. Oh, wrong X. I had it covered. There we are. Maybe this monster will creep into range, and I can fight the monster. Yeah, there we go. That worked well. There's a bunyip. So let's... Oh, the witch burn doesn't do any damage to characters. It's only for dueling. Don't make that mistake. So we don't actually want to battle the bunyip. Hey, at least you can back out. So let's go back into our spells and get a new set of spells. So let's go across. We looked at Sorcery and Dark Arts Tier 2 spells. We looked at the Entangle. That one looked cool. In fact, I'm going to put Entangle in my deck and see what that does. Add to deck. We use that instead of the Cool Off. And I'm going to put a health spell back in my deck. Just because it's so hard to without using tons and tons of spells. Potions, health potions. The health spell is so good to have. So we're going to test out, and I need a spell that'll do some damage. So let's see what we've got in incantations. So we have reduce dot damage by 70%. That sounds like tons. I don't really know what the dot damage is, but I think that's... Well, I guess certain spells do dot damage. Let's quickly go back to the sorcery. Is this doing damage? No, it's just doing damage. I think the dot damage is damage that's done per turn, if I had to guess. The next one here is the cool off spell that I was using. Decrease overheat by 4 points. And if you've got some big overheat spells, this is a great one to put in your deck. So when you max your overheat, you can throw this in and then do some big hits again. Great spell to put in combinations like that. The next one here, this one's pretty good too. Heal by 20 health points for every spell your opponent casts this cycle, and it sticks around for 3 turns. So if you just keep casting this for 3 turns, then potentially your opponent is just going to get overheated, and then you can bring out your massive big hit damage and kill them, and hopefully it works, and then heal back up with Invocation. Although the risk is that your opponent clues on and doesn't cast many spells when you cast Invocation, and then you're not going to heal much. And someone did that to me, and so I just cast no spells. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sneezed on live stream. My first live sneeze. Ah, sorry about that. Oh, what's our final spell here? Our final one is Replicate. So, what are we doing? Raise your magic evasion by 20%. But look at the overheat cost. The overheat cost is massive. Absolutely massive. And I don't know if that's worth it. So it's the only spell you can cost, and its overheat is huge. So so you get this turn, but then you get an extra 2 turns of magic evasion. Is that worth it? I would have to say probably not. I haven't seen an opponent use it effectively either. So again, maybe as a tier 4 or tier 5 player, that 20% evasion might be worthwhile, but certainly add to sort of using tier 2 spells, it seems pretty expensive. And then the final couple of spells. Well, let's see. I've got a new deck now. Oh no, I need something to replace Energetic Strike. So let's go back here and let's try to use the Dark Force add to deck and see how this one goes. So we got the Dark Force with Entangle, so we reduce their critical damage with a heal spell, and we'll see how this goes. So let's see if we can get into duel now. Duel. Searching for player, and if we can get a player quickly, then that'll be great. If we can't get in a duel relatively quickly, we'll just have to go back to reviewing the spells. Again, once this game goes full beta or open beta, then we shouldn't have any problems fighting a duel. Because I guess right now, there's just not enough players worldwide that it sometimes takes a little bit of time to find a live player to duel against. And we don't seem to be having much luck today, especially now that the tournament's over. And our spell deck, we can't do damage to monsters, so we'll go back into spells. Spells, there we go. And what's our final level of tier 2 spells? For Invocation. I don't even know if I've even read these before. So, I think I only recently got tier 2 Invocation spells. So, Mirror Curse. Copy one random debuff that is on you to your opponent. Reflects debuff back at its current stage. That seems like it could be interesting and useful, but the overheat is massive for that. You're almost casting the full spell on the cost of the spell is almost the full cost of the spell on you. So if that makes sense. Again, it might be useful when you have more spell slots, but with just 3 slots, I don't see how I can use that. Next one here, Reflect. This spell is awesome. Reflect up to 50 damage taken back onto your opponent. If cast twice in a cycle, it doesn't reflect up to 100 damage. It just reflects double. So that means the first time you take damage, it will reflect up to 50. So if they deal 100 to you, you'll reflect 50, and 50 will go to you. And then if they attack you a second time and deal another 100, and 50 of that will be reflected back, as I understand it. But the thing is, it says duration 1, but in practice, this spell seems to have a duration of 2, which makes it super overpowered. So I'll use that. Maybe I'll put that in my deck right now. Add to deck. And we'll find a spell that does damage and use that and fight the monster. And I'll show you how powerful that Reflect is. Safe Space. Increase your magic defense by 10%. Stacks with any other defense spells or potions. You know what? Let's add that to deck as well. And I might try and kill the monster purely by reflecting damage back on the monster. Oh, no, Reflect isn't the one I was talking about. Mirror Density is the one that I was talking about. Reflects next incoming spell. Now this is the one that is awesome. But it's expensive with 5 overheat. But let's just see how this turns out if we can fight the monster. Come on, monster. Monster, I'll put a duel on in case we get a duel. But you can't see the monster when the duel's searching. No one to fight. Makes these Maguss live streams a little bit challenging. Again, they'll probably be a lot more exciting when the game goes open beta. Or actually, it'll be just as soon as my phone is fixed. So I'm on my backup spare phone right now. But once my phone is fixed and repaired, I can do live streaming again, and I can actually do it from outside, so I can just go walk and get these monsters rather than have to. There's a duel. Battle. Level 20 player. So he's going to have 5 spell slots. And I've forgotten what spells I have. But I think this is my reflect spell. So let's put 2 of them in play and see how this turns out. It's either going to work really well or not very well at all. He's used the mirror density, a cool off. Is it cool off? Cool breeze. Okay, what now? Now, let's use this spell here, which does, I forget what it does. What does it do? It should tell me in a moment, hopefully. Oh, he's hurt me a lot. That's increase your magic defense by 10%. So let's use that again. Now my magic defense is another 10% increased. So I can't do much damage to him, but hopefully... Oh, he's doing lots of damage to me. I was hoping that with that extra 10% would be massive, and it doesn't appear to be. So, because I didn't put any actual... Oops, wrong spell. Am I going to die before we move forward? Or is it actually... Yeah, I might die very, very soon. Oops. Here we go. How's it going? Okay. Now, this time an actual spell. Actually, I might try and heal some. I'll try and heal 2. At least I don't have an overheat problem. Let's see. What happens? Waiting for the timer to count down. What's going to happen? Is anything going to happen? Did I win? I think somehow I won. That's not right. Maybe they left. Maybe they gave up. Maybe that's the win-loss error. But I won. I got some XP, so... And that's all you get from dueling now that the season is over. You just get XP from duels. But I'll take that. I need everything I can. Is this monster going to come into my range again? Or are they just going to tease me and sit right on the edge? I think they're just going to tease me. The Mandrake is like right there. It's like, come on, Mandrake, just a little bit closer. And the Bunyip as well. Come on. Oh, Bunyip, so close, so close. Nope. So they're just teasing. Well, I guess we're not going to get to do that. But in the process, we finished a daily reward. Claim, we defeated an opponent in 3 cycles. Speaking of which, crafts. Let's have a look at the potion. The attention potion should be done. Yep, all done. And there we go. And my tonic is down 139 from making that potion. So you can make based on that, you can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 potions in one sitting before your tonic runs out. Did we finish reviewing the spells? I'm not sure that we did. Let's have a look. Invocation. No, we did. That's right. We just haven't got to use them all. Well, hopefully, once my normal phone is fixed, I can go out and make some videos again and use them. But next live stream, I'm going to be reviewing the tier 3 spells. And I've never used... Well, I've used some of them, but not all of them. You can see there the tier 3 is locked. But yeah, so we'll see what they are. And then we'll do tier 4, and then we'll do tier 5. And I've never actually read or clicked what any of the tier 4 or 5 spells are. So you'll get to see, you'll be finding out what they do at exactly the same time I do in the live stream. But that'll be it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you with some more Maguss another day. And hopefully I get my phone back and fixed soon. See ya. How do I end it? There we go. See ya.